Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems for GMAT out of this book here, the GMAT Review, the official guide. If you do not have this book, buy it immediately. You will find it at mba.com. I just finished taping problem number 179 on page number 176. I'm going to redo this problem very quickly, and then I'm going to move on to number 180, but I want to very quickly redo the problem without the Venn diagram, because I was going to do that in the previous clip and I ran out of time because YouTube tells me that I have to keep it under 10 minutes. To show you that if this problem can be done without the Venn diagram, I'm going to erase all of, that's why I did not erase ahead of time, because I want to show you that this is what it looks like from the previous. Go back and watch this video. Just type in GMAT page 176 problem solving 179 and you will watch that video and you will see that this diagram. I'm going to erase this now because I'm going to show you how to do the same problem without the Venn diagram, in case you're not familiar with the Venn diagram, or that you don't feel comfortable with the Venn diagram. So I'm going to show you how to do it without it. If you add up the 3 club, we have 95 people. So I'm going to start with 95 people here and just listen to what I have to say. We are told that 10 students are in both chess and drama club. Since 10 students are in both chess and drama club, when I count these 40 people, it includes 10 people from here, and vice versa. When I count 30 people here, it includes the 10 people from here. So there are 10 people which are being double counted. These 10 people who belong to both clubs, they are being double counted. I'm going to subtract that from 95 to avoid the double counting. I'm down to 85. Let's continue. Then I'm told that 5 people are both in chess and math. So chess and math, when I look at these 40 people, it includes 5 people who belong to math, and when I look at math, it includes the 5 people who belong to chess. Again, 5 people are being double counted. To avoid the double counting, I'm going to subtract that 5 which belong to both of those clubs. That brings me down to 80, and then I'm told that there are 6 people that belong to both math and drama. And again, to avoid double counting, I have to subtract those 6, and that's how we get the 74 without the Venn diagram. You understand? I hope you found this helpful. Let's move on then to the next problem, page 180, number 180, before I run out of time for that. Let's see what 180 has to say. In a nationwide poll, N people were interviewed. 1/4 of them said yes on question 1, and 1/3 of them said yes on question number 2. Which of the following expressions represents the number of people interviewed who did not say yes to both questions? So I'm going to plug in number. For n, I'm going to plug in, let's pretend that n equals 120. Why 120? Because I need something that goes into both 4 and 3. So the common, the number that will take care of, that goes into both 4 and 3 is 12. I don't want to plug in 12 because 12 appears in the answer choices, and that could cause problems. So I plug in 120. So let's do it together. 1/4 of them said yes on the first question. 1/4 of 120. 1/4 of 120 is 30, and of those 30, 1/3 said yes on the second question. 1/3 of 30 is 10, which means there are 10 people out of 120 who said yes on both questions. But we are not interested in these 10 people. The question is, how many of you did not say yes on both? Let's see how they phrase the question. Which of the following expressions represents the number of people interviewed who did not say yes on both? There you go. The people who did not say yes on both is not 10 out of 120, but rather 110 out of 120. The remaining, if there are 120 people, 10 people said yes on both questions. 10 people said yes on both questions. This is the number that I'm making up. I just pretend that n equals 20. Plug in. I'm just plugging in. Substitute. So this is my answer. 111 over 120 is what I'm looking for. if you simplify this thing, 11 over 12 is what I'm looking for. Whichever answer choice gives me the 11 over 12, that's the answer. Let's do it out. Let's see what happens. N over 7, n is 120. 120 over 7, there's no way it's going to give me 11 over 7. 11 over 12. 6 times n over 7, I'm not going to waste my time with it because it has a 7 at the bottom. I need a 12 at the bottom. That's not going to work. Answer is got to be either C, D, or E. You see? I shouldn't have wasted my time like that because it's got a 7 in the bottom. It's not going to, that 7 in the bottom is not going to turn into a 12. Answer has to be either C, D, or E. I'm going to spread them out a little bit so I have room to work with them. 5 times n, which is 120, over 12. 5 times n, which is our n is 120 over 12. 12 goes into this thing 10 times. That's just a round number 50. I'm looking for something that gives me 11 over 12. And I shouldn't have wasted my time, I just realized, because that 5 times whatever that is, that's not going to turn into 11. I don't know why I did that. Same thing with D. D, I have a 12 at the bottom, but on the top I have 7 times 120. That's not going to turn into, that 7 is not going to disappear. There is no way you can get rid of 7. The answer is E. E tells me 11 over times n, which is 120, over 12. You see? Over 12. We're not looking for the proportion of the people who said yes, but rather how many people out of 120, said yes on both. 10 people said yes on both, and what we are being asked is how many people did not say yes on both. It's not what proportion of the people. I misread the question. They're not asking you what proportion of the people who said did not say yes on both. They're asking you how many people did not say yes on both. 10 people said yes on both of the questions. Therefore, 110 did not. We're looking for 110. Let me start again. That's not going to give us 110. If we put in 120 there, that's not going to give me 110 because there is no way you can get rid of 7. This we already know is 50. And D does not work out to be 110 because you got 7 times 120 over 12. That's not going to give you 110. This is the answer. As you see, 12 into 120 is 10 times. 10 times 11 is 110. There is your answer. And that's it. Just plug in. Don't try to do the algebra. It's not necessary. Let me look at the clock in the back. I'm 8 minutes into it, and since I botched it in the beginning, I lost track of what was being asked. I'm going to recapitulate it. You see, I thought they were looking for what proportion of the people did not say yes on both. That's not what they're asking. They're asking us, which of the following expression represents the number of people, not the proportion of the people. Which of the following represents the number of people interviewed who did not say yes on both? Well, there are 10 people who said yes on both. And how do I know that? Because I pretended that the n was 120. Why 120? Because it goes nicely into 403. And then we are told that of those 120, 1/4 of them said yes on question number 1. 1/4 of 120 is 30. And then we are told that of those people, this is not 1/3 of the total amount. It is 1/3 of those people who said yes on the second question. So it's a battery of questions. Only if you say yes on the first question, they will ask you the second questions, and so forth. For example, if you're talking about the primaries, the first they will ask you is, are you a Republican? And if you say no, that's the end of the conversation. If you say yes to that, then they will ask you, among the Republican candidate, who are you planning to vote for? And that's the end. And then, hence the battery of questions. They will not ask you second question unless you say yes on the first one. So of those people who said yes on the first one, 1/3 of those people said yes on the second question, which is 10, because 1/3 of 30 is 10. So out of 120 people, only 10 people said yes on both questions. Therefore, 110 people did not say yes on both, and 110 works out to be E. Well, I hope you found it helpful. Send me an email if you wish to buy my DVDs in which I show you the solutions to the problems, all the math problems. Or if you wish to hire me for personal private tutoring, go to my website, send me an email at www.prepforgmat.com. Alright? Thank you.